Exploring the Nkyinkyim Museum.
What is breaking some sort of a what you do? One, that's one. And here, what was here? Because here,
Nkyinkyim Museum. This is by far the largest outdoor museum in Ghana, which is a magnificently wonderful and must-see tourist attraction that helps one to experience, empathize, and connect with their African forefathers who endured atrocities of slavery. Nkyinkyim is an evolving art installation using sculptures to tell the story of the African heritage. This location has a rich history for locals and tourists alike. This museum is more than just a repository of African tradition and legacy. It also has a spiritual and personal connotation to tourists who visit. Tourists, with the goal of reconnecting with their identity, travel to Noale Chapeau, a downfall in the Greater Accra region of Ghana, to visit the Nkyinkyim Museum, a museum that has deep spiritual links and an excellent cultural setup. It was established by a cultural activist and Ghanaian artist Kwame Akoto-Bamfo. The phrase Nkyinkyim is both an Adinkra symbol and a proverb. It is closely tied to our forefathers' journeys, as well as their voyages from where they moved, which had many twists and turns. And the museum does an excellent job of depicting this story. The entrance leading to the museum has a 25-feet obelisk and a 25-feet Sudano-Sahelian tower that is meant to be a time capsule. The Nkyinkyim statues are portraits of our enslaved Ghanaian and African ancestors. Nkyinkyim's purpose is to document and tell the story of the Ghanaian and African history through arts, mostly sculpture. It incorporates the prehistoric and postmodern period within the chronological narrative of the installation of African history. In this museum, there are arrays of over 1,000 beautifully sculptured life-size heads, either made in concrete or terracotta. These sculptures, located at the museum's ancestral veneration grounds, honor the memories of the departed captives who were subject to inhumane treatment by the colonizers in their current state without bodies. The sculptures are an adoption, a reminiscence of Insiso or Insodie, Akan terracotta head sculptures constructed as an entourage for deceased royals and occasionally famous people. The Insodie statues are representational and may symbolize servants or loved ones who will accompany the dead royals to the afterlife. Replicate their lives lived in the land of the living. The sculptures were usually constructed by women, particularly Imrewatia, old wise women, who were not only skilled in the art of pot making and insodie, but well versed in funeral rites and rites of passage customs. Insodie manufacturing was practiced by the Akans in Ghana and in Ivory Coast. However, nothing is known about this sacred art form in modern times, except for a few art pieces found in shrines, private collections, and museums outside Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire. The Nkyinkyim Museum also has an open-air theater where traditional and cultural activities, including contemporary events such as concerts, are held. The museum also has training and apprenticeship programs for artists and aspiring artists.